Hey everyone, my name is Chris, and I am the project lead for Azorus, the blockchain analytics and intelligence platform. So, the goal of Azorus is to allow our customers to query, explore, visualize, analyze, and share on chain and off chain data insights. In this video, I'm going to do a quick overview of our SQL editor functionality. Before we do that, of course, just a couple of quick housekeeping items. Number one, it's still an alpha version, so still needs some design branding, some bug fixes, polishing it up as well. Number two, this is not a SQL course, which I will probably figure out how to do that in the future. And number three, there's not a course on walking through the different database structures. And so again, that'll come in the future. Cool. So I think we can just jump right into it. So if you have alpha testing access, you can quickly jump into the SQL editor. And if you're already familiar with this stuff, then feel free to skip ahead into a separate video, but maybe there might be some things that you might learn along the way. So in this instance, we have um, our editor. I would say there's three main sections. The first one is the left hand panel over here, which gives you all the different databases that are available, as well as the different schemas the schemas that come with it. So let me just pull up a quick one, right? And so that's one section. The second part of it is the actual SQL editor section, which is this middle grayish area here. And then the last one on the bottom are the results and query history, which we'll get to in a second. So the cool part is we have a preview function, right? So let's say we pick we'll go with the Ergo blockchain, and then we'll just quickly look at something like tokens, for example. So what it does is it not only gives you the different uh, columns that exist within that table, but it also gives you a quick snapshot of what that table looks like. So rather than doing, if you're familiar with SQL, right, rather than sometimes doing select star table name limit 100 or so, right, you don't need to type that out here. It already gives you a preview of it. And then the great thing is you can quickly pull that up for a number of different tables. And so it's really awesome. Then you can just quickly browse through each one of them. Cool. So for this instance, though, why don't we check out? Yeah, so let's take a quick look at tokens, right? So here's tokens. So we see all the different column names, and maybe we want to see for some of the people out there who want to see if Spectrum Dex has created their tokens yet. So we can do something like select name description from tokens, where a name like Spectrum, and then we do a wildcard, is because we want to match everything before and after, but also lowercase and capital S as well. So there you have it. Is there a Spectrum Dex token yet? Not quite. Looks like a bunch of NFTs, right? So sorry to everyone if they are still asking when, but this is one way to check to see if if Spectrum has emitted their generated their tokens yet. Cool. Another way you can do is take a look at Ergo Watch. So Ergo Watch has a really not expensive, expansive data set. You'll have to check out the schema, how it all looks like. But what we'll do is, let's just pull it up real quickly. Once it refreshes, a little bit on the slower end right now, because there is a lot of data. What table did I want to look at? Address, counts by balance. So if I remember correctly, this should give me, once it pulls up, it should give me the count by balance address for count by address counts by balance for all P2PK addresses. And then, so it should give me a quick sample. There we go. So in this case, for this particular block height, 305760, there were a total of 2,440 addresses on the Ergo blockchain with a balance associated with it. And then here are all the respective numbers. So at this particular time, it was there was one address with greater than or equal to 1 million, and 970 addresses with greater than or equal to 1. So we can filter this down, right? Select height. We can do total from enter that address. And then we'll say where height greater than or equal to 860, just so we can limit our data set a little bit. And there we go, right? We have block height 860,000 and above, and then it looks like the total number of addresses holding a balance is 181,000 and some change. And that's the start. Oops, looked like a little funny thing going on there. And so that's the start, right? But let's say you wanted to add some additional information like, well, what's the date and time for this? Like, what is 860,000 for that particular date? So again, if you check out the ErgoWatch schema, it'll give you more details about it. But we can quickly pull that up here. It should be timestamps hourly. So since I don't know let's assume I don't know the columns for it, right? We can pull up timestamps hourly as the table name. And then when that works, and I believe ErgoWatch, they are AB Chris is updating his backend infrastructure, so in the future it should be a little bit smoother. Cool. So we know exactly the height and the actual timestamp, and so with a little like SQL, we can join these the original table together to provide that. So why don't we do that now? And I have this saved actually, so that way I don't have to do it on the fly, right? So we're taking timestamps hourly, joining it to block height, and then that gives us exactly for this block height 861,857. There was a total of 181, almost 181,000 addresses with balance at this particular time. So October 27, 2022 at 1400 hours. Cool. So far we talked about the little database panel on the left, right? You can select the different databases that exist out there. We have 4 of them already. We're uploading, we are quickly onboarding more, right? For example, Alephium is one of them. We're also looking at Near Protocol and many more. You have the SQL editor, and then you have the actual results panel. From there you can save, we can copy, right? I think we disabled this for now. Yeah, so we disabled this for now, but then you can create a chart, download to CSV, or even to copy to your clipboard and then paste it into like Excel somewhere, right? And then you could also change the limit as well. Right now we max out at 100,000. Will you ever need that much? Maybe, right? But maybe it could be an option for you in the future to check it out. Cool. So, and that's it. That's a quick overview of Azorus, our blockchain analytics and intelligence platform. In this video, we did a quick overview of the SQL editor function. Cool. Thanks you again for watching.